Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Isekai Ojisan episode 3. We're gonna keep going with it and see if it totally blows me away in this next episode. So far it hasn't totally blown me away. I'm having a nice time. It's sort of sweet and pretty simple, and the characterization is pretty good, and the jokes and general premise are pretty solid, and I'm enjoying it overall. But I'm not bowled over by it. I haven't been broken down with uncontrollable laughter, nor am I deeply and intricately attached to these characters, nor do I strongly and harshly and deeply resonate with their struggles. I don't know what this accent voice that I'm going into is becoming. You get me? It still has some ground to cover. It's got some work to do to make me oh yeah, this is the one, man. This is that's a show. Even if it never gets there, it'll still be pretty fun, but I'm still, this show did really well in the poll. And people are really excited that I'm watching it. Oh my god, I've never seen anything quite this funny, and I don't see it yet. I don't see it yet. I'm not denying that it could be there. I just don't see it yet. So, hoping for better things, but not in a way where it's I'm disappointed in what has come. To be clear, I'm not disappointed. I'm just waiting, ready, prepared to be unprepared for whatever comes down the pipeline from Isekai Ojisan. Anyway, I'm going to draw a drawing, because that's what I do. And it's definitely vertical. And it's definitely, how do I even? Horizon line. Step it down. Pour some sugar on me. In the name of love. That one's got these are balconies or something. I'm trying to represent big buildings and infrastructure and sort of big society. Tokyo, anti-individualist kind of, but not really. Just the big scale of sort of salaryman chaos Tokyo, Japan place. The normal spot life thing, It's not a villain or anything. It's just a city, right? And then facing it, hands back because he's cool like that, is your ready fucking uncle. Da 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 da. He's kind of got a cape or something. I didn't really mean to draw that, but he does sort of have a capey thing. I don't know. So our hero returned with great power and a sort of a crystalline sword thing that he maybe got for the blue girl or something. Who's just back in her room. Fucking Mabel. Woo! Okay, there we go. And then for sure, 100%, as he faces down against the endless sea of big buildings, because that's really the threat here, is large structural concerns. But there's a path. There's a path. And then over here, just watching. Is this in frame? Yeah, okay. And there she is. She watches from outside the frame, just watching. Yeah, perfect. No, this is exactly what I want. I don't want to draw the nephew. I don't want to draw the cute girl who has a crush on the nephew. This is what I got here. We got Elf. We got Elf observing, and we got ya boy using the wrong tools for the job. in a great way. It's not wrong to use your magic and swords and the skills that you actually have in order to succeed at the present life that you're currently in. But they're the wrong tools for the job, man. But that's part of the point, right? That's part of the base of the whole show. The classic isekai story is that the individual gets transported to a world where their extant skills are uniquely valuable. And our character made choices throughout his adolescence and childhood that made his extant skills uniquely worthless. That is, instead of choosing RPGs, he chose Sega games, right? Instead of following through with all this vast knowledge of fantasy and fiction that would really arm him well, visual novels, eroge, things like that, that would arm him well for the harem circumstance RPG that he finds himself in. Instead, he arms himself with the wrong tools. With Sonic games, and his love for Sonic and Tails, and his die-hard Sega fandom, and the various other quirky, not anachronistic, but quirky, eccentric choices they're all the wrong choices for actually being useful. Which is sort of what the isekai thing is in the first place, is like, you're a person, you've invested all of your life's energy into the things that actually don't work in the real world, because you're focused on RPGs and video games and eroge and hentai and stuff. And so that stuff is not applicable to the real world, really, and then you get transported to a place where it is. Instead, he just gets transported from one place where his shit is useless to another place where his shit is useless, and nothing changes. He still gets, like, totally fucked over by all the women that he meets, and loses his shit repeatedly, and fails at everything, and messes up every possible route. Because he's got the wrong skills. It's all about mismatch. That's why the word anachronistic really almost fits, even though what it means is, like, from the wrong time. He's like a total walking anachronism. He's from the wrong everything. The wrong direction, the wrong attitude, the wrong console of all things. And so he's ill prepared for everywhere, and anywhere. But with a little bit of help from his friends and family. And maybe a cool elf girl who will follow him back from that world into this world, because she actually he's actually done a really stupidly good job at seducing the tsundere by just being ambivalent toward her, which is amazing. I think it's so funny that his awkwardness reads as, like, classical aloofness, and is actually kind of attractive. I think that's really funny. She's gotta come back. I've been thinking about the story, and I sort of convinced myself that, like, maybe we can just witness Elf through the screen the whole time, but I don't know, man. I feel like she's gotta... This has to go somewhere. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just going to be... How did somebody put it? Teeaboo reacting to uncle and nephew and girlfriend reacting to uncle's misadventures in Fantasyland. Because... that's a lot of what it is. It's a reaction series. Allowing us to evaluate the actions of the character through multiple lenses of multiple characters, all witnessing and judging and conversing about the things that he has done before, while filled with endless dread and cringe. It's kind of cool in that regard. In that viewpoint, it's kind of cool. I don't know if that's got all the stuff that it needs to have to really be really good. It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting, but, like, amazing? I'm not completely convinced yet. So, well, I'm not going to become more convinced. Well, maybe I am. I've convinced myself a little bit already in our little conversation here at the beginning, but I'm not going to become much more convinced unless I go ahead and watch more episodes. So, let's go ahead and watch episode 3. I still haven't uploaded or posted episodes 1 and 2. I don't know what I'm going to do for a thumbnail yet. I haven't gone and done it. I'm just dumb. So we're going to dive into episode 3, see how it goes, and maybe that'll shape my expectations and understanding of what the show is and where it's going. Give me a sec to get everything ready, and I'll see you in a sec. Uncle from Another Crunkle. I really wish that the title rhymed. Alright, welcome back. We're ready to go for episode 3, and that's what we're going to do without any further ado. So, beep beep timer, Patreon in the description, beep beep timer. Okay. Uh oh. She's here! Huh? Oh, what will he think? Hello. Why is there another girl in my room? Also, she's an elf. That's it? Okay. I can actually pay attention to the lyrics this time. Which goal? That's completely fine. All the women you've ever met are trying to kill you. Yeah. Okay, so we're doing a. You're probably wondering how. Hmm. I mean, like, what are you trying to say, bro? Oh, it did say in order to keep your something something. No, translate. Honyak softo. Uh. You're gonna lose your channel, bro. But why? Ah. How does he not have enough subs? Whack. Shouldn't have used ad revenue. Sorry, that's a personal one. Been there. That's not far. You're fine, man. You got it. It's not fucking CGI. Grr. That is awful. Yeah, okay, bye. Cope and seethe. Done being your fan. Haha, mad face uncle. Hey, uncle. You're driving them all away. Mad face uncle. Show me. Oh no. Show me. I don't want to ask. No. It's important that we do something else. That's so fun. Oh, literally sealed. Hmm. Everything. Oh, hi. Weird to see you here, isn't it? Guys. Oh, we're in a safe zone. Huh? Hey, hey! Translate software. Translate software. What? Hmm? Blushy, blushy. He just totally ignores her. Hey! Ah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh, cool. Man, you really splain stuff all the time. He's gonna break the barrier? Why? I feel it. I feel you, man. Ah, good. I was waiting for that. Thank goodness. Oh, good, 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 good. With the mist and everything, too. Oh, boy. It's alright, guys. I got this. That's a lot of Cyclopses. It's just AOT. Just let him out the city. I thought that was a baseball bat for a second. Alright, that's so fun. That's so fun and dumb. I actually love it. Full deadpan. Thanks? Bu- Okay, got me. She's gonna kill you, dude. She's gonna fucking kill you. That was so good. All of that build up, man. So we saved everything to and blamed it on normal breakdown and wear and tear? Awful. Wow. That sure is a frame. He's gonna fuck this up. He's gonna fuck this up. I don't have any money. He's gonna fuck this up somehow. How are you gonna fuck this up? Don't fuck this up, man. He's almost got it. He's almost got. God. Everyone's a scammer. Man. Oh, requesting subscribers. Yeah, that's the one. You actually have to ask. Aww. That'll never work. Baga. Ding, subscribers. Ding, subscribers. Impossible. Baga. Masaka. Oh, nice. Oh, that's so great. Hmm. Hmm. It's almost like people are people. Oh, that's a very cute shot as well. Both. It can be both. It can be both. Hey, back to monetization. What have I walked into? So then how will he's gonna leave to go buy something. Hmm. Just as a random example. Just a random example. Yes. In his case. By who? That's not true at all. It's got a list. Oh. In the same room? Okay, somehow. That's why you have to go? In this instant? In this moment? That's as bad as leaving from the. Dork. And you only see her as orc face elf. Are you traumatized? Hi? Nobody's gonna talk to you. Oh god, this is so great. Well, then I'll tell you about the reality. Oh, got him. Actually got him. Right, yes, correct. Okay, so he goes and hides, and is somehow elf. What? And why are you, like, undressed and also in his clothes? Is he? Wait, what's going on? And this is what we're gonna walk into. Wait, is this Uncle transforming himself into Elf? Did he just turn himself into Elf? Okay, and this is how we've arrived here. Huh? Nah, dude! I knew it! You're gonna become more like L? Okay, you gotta switch back, dude. You're gonna become a tsundere? So it's really necessary now? Right. To pry into her past. A lot of subscribers. No, it's exactly the time. He's smart. No, that's smart. We got a cute girl here. What? What the fuck? Fujimiya, you poor thing. It has nothing to do with your playstyle, dog. Oh! Reacting to their childhood? Oh no, that's our school! Yeah, she doesn't know. Yeah, hologram. Sure. Ah. Totally. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, weird. Wait, is that... What? Amazing. This is bad. This is bad. Ooh. And we had her memory of it too. Huh? Kinda cute, but mostly awful? Ah, like my trauma. It's similar. No, it's about trauma bonding. You gotta bounce from that body, bro. Uh. Yeah, this'll do it. That'll do it. That'll really do it. They're all here for Guardian Heroes 100%. That is what they're here for, and nothing else. Funny thing about that. Ugh, are we stuck doing this forever now? Nice. Except that it's really it. Oh god. It's the same as before. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you can't convert that. You can't convert that to holograms. Amazing. Hmm. Living large. Okay, this one actually did the thing to me a couple of times. A couple of times. That was very fun. the the whole like sword fold out laser sword, huh, yeah, magic, 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 magic is so cool. And then it is all build up for a terrible gag. I am such a fan of that. I'm a huge fan of that kind of build, 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 drop. If they can keep that going, I'm in. I'm in. Ridiculous. Ri- Ridiculous, and I love it. I actually think it's really cool too. Oh, that's so fun. Best so far, in my opinion, on multiple levels. On multiple levels, but the absolute high point for me is the in-world interactions between Elf and Ojisan. That was really fun. that was really fun. But let's go through because from the outset, our whole setup, probably wondering how we got here into payoff is really enjoyable. I like the OP again. I said before that I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to jam to it every time, and I might actually. It's grown on me, which is surprising because usually things do the opposite. That this becomes a YouTube partner program problem is pretty fun. When I started YouTubing, this eligibility requirement was already extant. It already existed. And I aimed for it immediately because I wanted the partner program despite not wanting to monetize my videos. I forget what it was about the partner program. It was something else. It was something about like length of video upload allowable or something like that that I really wanted to um achieve. And so the 4,000, 1,000 was absolutely my goal. And it was tough to get to, but it was definitely doable. Then it's been sort of just easy sailing from there to some extent. But Yeah. Awesome. Um, and difficult. And yeah, bad comments are going to prevent people from subscribing. This, however, this is absolutely amazing. Freaking Elf causing problems, jumping in. I love that he's got the language menu stolen. I love how distracted he gets all the time from Elf, just completely oblivious to her interest in him. This is pretty cool that we get this weird map of a weird world. Honestly, feels like Hunter x Hunter maps where it's like, what the fuck are you even drawing? What is this, man? What is this? And he casually decides to break down the only barrier keeping them alive. And then we do an Attack on Titan joke because had to. I'm very glad that they did. I would have been very sad if they hadn't. The monsters are awesome. And then we have this little cool conversation that turns into a really, really, really awesome, like, Henshin suit-up magic sequence that I actually, on the face of it, as it is, I really enjoy. Okay, so separate the gag. We know that there's a gag coming. I believed that this was actually a moment where Elf was going to step in and save us, kind of, and be just super cool. And instead, it's a complete chopped off at the knees, utterly lost all of her composure, foolish goofiness. And it's so good because she's such an upstanding, kind of uptight character that to see her fall flat on her face, quite literally, is really, how do I put, it's endearing. It's endearing. So, this comes to, oh gosh, I forget who it was. I think it was Robert Sapolsky, who is a evolutionary biologist and behaviorologist at Stanford, I believe. I think I'd have to go and really look for it, and I'm not going to. I'm going to guess that it was Sapolsky because that sounds right to me. It was somebody who was talking about attraction, and the idea that was presented was that the people that we like the most are the ones who express themselves as highly competent, really, really capable of a lot of different things, and then they fuck up sometimes, just once in a while. So we respect them and admire them because of their confidence and their competence, and we're like, wow, that's a really good person who's capable of doing a lot of things. And then there's this slight side, a hint of vulnerability that demonstrates to us that maybe we could actually see eye to eye and they're actually fully a human and not some weird god entity on Earth who we're never going to be able to talk to or touch. You've probably met people like this where they're totally flawless seeming and they're really off-putting in a lot of ways. Or at the very least, hard to approach. Unapproachable, untouchable is really a part of the vibe that they put off. There's that balance there between untouchably awesome and maybe actually a human being that's really compelling and enticing. And it works perfectly here in Fiction for Elf, except that Uncle doesn't actually get to see it. Okay. Let's talk about the actual sequence because it's so cool. It's so cool. Okay, that's weird. So we have done all digiblur. Oh, wow. That's really weird. Okay. So she swings the sword out. We add all of these light effects that produce that swinging, but it's non-visible as she pulls it from the thing. We don't have to deal with animating it out of the sheath or the dimensional space. They've literally fuzzed it into nothing against the background. I have never seen anything quite like that. That's super weird. It still looks good. That's super weird. Very interesting. All of the sound effects I think land, but I'm going to turn the sound off because I don't want to get copyright struck or anything like that. Zippity, 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 zip, pow. This is a fun sequence of cuts. And then it turns into some really cool mechanical magic-y stuff that I think is really fun as well. There's something about her having a... that one. Just that one. It's Tsubasa-y. Yeah. Slim blade that becomes much more big, more oomphy greatswordy style is really cool. because it's sort of the classic that the female in the RPG story has the slender fencing sword. Nah, she's serious. She's fucking serious, bro. Clink. Zzz. That's so much fun. And the cocky smile, like, I'm so ready for this, and I'm gonna get to show off to the boy. I'm gonna get to show him up. Meow, 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 cling. That, ding, 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 ding. What is that? What is that? Because that's from something, right? Right? I just don't know what. I just don't know what it's from. It's from something, though. That's rad regardless. And then she gets to say this cute line. You're ugly as shit, but at least you don't try to hide it. Dummy. Baka. Get going. Run away. All the setup. It's really built out to the moment. Yeah. Triple take, cut. You. Oh, it's awesome. Amazing. And she plays it off as though it's just the armor, you know, it's just whatever. I gotta say, that's a heck of a shot. I already said it, but I'm saying it again. It's a heck of a shot. Assuming the worst of everyone leads to not getting dates. That just seems true. It just seems true. This also seems true. I think a lot of people think that everybody's, well, they assume the worst of everyone. It's hard to actually actively ask for what you want and need. It reveals weakness. It feels vulnerable. But it's one of the strongest things you can do. And I've intimated this in many places on many shows before. It's the only way you're going to get what you want. The world doesn't know what you want or need. Nobody can read your mind. If you want something, you've got to ask for it. Whether that's interpersonal, toward the world itself, toward a girl or a boy. Most of the struggles throughout this show so far have been characters not saying what they need or want. Or not being able to know, you know, self-awareness being lacking. So that brings us back to those lines in the OP, and those lines that really embody what it is, who the uncle character is and what his purpose is in this show. Kind of like Kongming in PiP Kome. He's willing to stand for what he wants, despite what he wants being considered stupid by everybody else in society. There's this fuck you-ality to him, fuck you-ism. I don't give a shit about what you say I'm supposed to want. What I want is what I want, and I'm going to pursue it wholeheartedly. And that, it's so potent. It's so potent. The ability to childishly pursue unique personal goals and not be caught up in the flow of what everybody else thinks is right is so powerful. So many of us are the opposite. We're really scared of being weird or, you know, wrong. And so many times we choose to do the things that everybody else is doing without really wondering whether we're like everybody else and whether what they want is really what we want. It's a unique characteristic and skill and power almost to go against the flow. To go, and not as like, I don't like the flow and therefore I'll go against it, but just to be wrapped up in your own desires. Wholehearted and directed. It's really, really potent. It's maybe one of the most maybe one of the most attractive traits that a person can have is self-direction, real self-direction. And it's different from rebelliousness. Rebelliousness is in response to, it's reactive, right? But self-defined goals are proactive and imposed upon the world around you. It's saying, like, I am a nexus of choice in this universe. Somewhere in these pounds of weird gray matter inside this lunk of bone, there's an entity that is capable of deciding, of actually genuinely deciding, and I will embrace that possibility. I will embrace that possibility, and I will pursue what it actually comes up with as reasons for being. Uncle is wholeheartedly for that, like, all the time, in a way that makes him cringy and ridiculous, but also really potent, really admirable. Even when what you choose is stupid, the fact that you are willing to choose it makes it a little bit admirable. There's something to that. It's like singing in the shower or dancing when nobody's looking. It's like an ability to enjoy life on your terms, as opposed to measuring up to some list that you inferred that someone else thinks is what should really be done in the world. That's some bullshit, man. There's nobody who gets to decide whether your life has been well lived except you. You're the only one who's going to lay on your deathbed. Nobody else can do that for you. So, it's hard because this show forces us to grapple with the cringiest aspects of that kind of self-directed life. There's a real hurdle toward directing your own life and not just falling into the groove that you're supposed to be in. Or that you, again, infer is what society wants you to do. It's a real hurdle. It's tough. It takes some serious courage to go against the grain. And so this show shows us that even when you're doing it in the dumbest directions, in the dumbest ways that cause the most problems, there are still admirable elements to it. Kind of by taking it to the farthest extreme, it reorders everything so that the small interactions that you might have, like, I don't know, go ask out the person that you think is pretty, not the person that society tells you should be interested in. Something like that, right? Those simple things seem much easier when you're comparing them to Uncle destroying the barriers around an entire city on a whim or something silly like that. And then being wholeheartedly just enjoying himself doing it. It's kind of rad. I think this episode sells me. It did a couple of the things that I said that the show hadn't done. It got me to crack up laughing with a really well executed gag. Elf running into the barrier, I think, is amazing. And it's exactly at the hands of the uncle in the most amazing way. And he actually directly causes the thing. And she's doing it directly to get this cool moment where she gets to look cool in front of him and save him. And he fucks it up. Amazing. This tension as Fujimiya tries to oust him. Oh my gosh. Or Takafumi's leaving to go get 198 yen jam. Just like Uncle seeing the fruit being like, ooh, cool fruit. I'm walking around with the prettiest girl and ooh, a fruit. Amazing. And of course, once we have young, hot elf girl, just make her a quote-unquote virtual avatar and all will be well. How long until... So Fujimiya knows that there's magic today, right? Because she witnesses the transformation back into a man. Yeah, so let's talk about that. This is cool and gross. Um, yeah, that's really cool and gross. I really like that. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. These characters feel so stupidly human, so relatably dumb, and oblivious and ignorant and unself-aware and dumb. It's growing on me. It's growing on me a lot. That's it. I think that's my whole take on this episode. I enjoyed it. This is a step up for me. I think I wouldn't feel this way if the elf gag hadn't fully landed for me. But because it did, the show has proved itself on pretty much every front that I really wanted. The interpersonal interactions continue to be good and even are better as Fujimi is a part of the thing. It really, really grows. And then the in-world elf gag and the promise of continued stupidness in Fantasyland. It's enough for me. I think that's enough for me. So, thank you very much for watching. As we learned today, it's important to ask your subscribers if they would subscribe, or your viewers if they would subscribe. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you would like to support the channel and get early access on the Patreon, that'll be linked in the description as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for the next episode of Isekai Ojisan, where more goofy things are bound to happen. See you there. Peace.